Hi guys, and welcome to Escape We Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Martin SN0117G Pilot's Watch. I was sent this watch for free from the Martin Simple Style store on AliExpress. I don't have to send the watch back, but you guys know the deal by now. That's not going to sway my review one way or another. And yes, that is yet another kind of official store from Martin. I think we're up to 4 different ones now, so yeah, go check out the link in the video description. That is an affiliate link. If you guys use that link, you aren't paying any extra, but this channel will benefit a little bit from the commission earned, which allows me to keep the channel going. So I really do appreciate it. If you guys use my links, there's no way I would be able to keep doing what I'm doing without you guys. So thank you so much. The current retail price for this watch varies depending on the movement you're getting, so be careful. The NH35 version, which you are looking at here, the retail price is $154 US, and then the Seagull manual wind movement is $184 US, and that's before any sales or taxes or coupons. They currently have a $15 off coupon, which is available through the 6th of May, 2023. So make sure to snag that coupon before you hit the buy button. As for the colors, you can only get these watches in black, but they do offer dial customization for a little bit of an extra fee. The watch case, crown, and case back are made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, a push-pull crown, a screw-down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance. It is powered by the Seiko NH35 automatic movement or the Seagull ST3621 manual wind only mechanical movement. So if you are in the market for a no-nonsense pilot's watch, you have plenty of options to choose from, but this is one of the better ones in my opinion. So what makes this one stand out from the crowd? Well, let's find out. And I say we get into the full review, but before we do a quick wrist check today. Wearing a new acquisition for me. I traded one of my old watches for this one, and I absolutely love it. This is the Seagull Top Time chronograph. It is amazing. It's coming to the channel very soon. Now let's get into the dimensions. So the dimensions on this are pretty nice. We got a 41 millimeter diameter, 11.4 millimeters thick, 22 millimeter lug width, lug to lug of 50.1, and on the supplied leather strap, weighs about 81 grams. So I really like the size on this. It's kind of in that sweet spot for a pilot's watch. You know, they're supposed to be big, and they're not really supposed to be small. So I think, you know, there's some out there that are like 39 millimeters. I think those are a little too small. And then some that are like 44. Those are just way too big. So this is a nice sweet spot. It's something that I can wear pretty comfortably. I like the way it wears. You've got a nice turn down to the lugs here, as you can see. And yeah, I just like the way that it wears. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. And as you can see, I think it wears really good. You got some decent turn down to the lugs there. It's big without being too big. And I just really like the way this thing wears. I'm not really sure why. I've had plenty of pilot's watches in the past. This one, I don't know why. I just like this one a lot. And here we are in some direct sunlight, as you can see here. It's a little washed out with the crystal, but overall, the legibility is not an issue with this watch. I think it does look really good, and you can see the nice blued hands there. I think it looks nice. All right, let's go throw this on some straps, and we'll get back to this review. And here we are on a tropic green strap, and unfortunately my 22 millimeter strap game is pretty weak these days, but you know, this just is to give you an idea of what a color would look like on it. I think it actually looks pretty good. Not a huge fan of the strap, but yeah, I think it does look pretty good on this one. And here we are on a very bright orange silicone single pass strap. They're really a thin strap. These things are super comfortable. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, here we are on another single pass nylon strap in dark green. And again, I think that looks pretty good. I really wish I had a blue one sitting around, but I don't think I do. So this is what I have to work with. And lastly, here we are in a really bright sunlight real quick here. Nice nylon strap, 2 layers underneath the watch there, and still wears very nice, very comfortable. Obviously, these pilot watches, they are strap monsters. This is no exception. I think you can pretty much throw anything at this thing and it's going to look good. It's going to look really good. So, yep, I like it a lot. Let's go inside. Let's finish up this review. All right, let's get real close and we'll talk about the case finishing on this. So case finishing, it's very simple. It is a fully brushed case and it's really nicely done. You have a circular brushing on the top of the bezel here. You have a circular brushing on the tops of the lugs as well. Nice and linear, and I think it looks really good. You've got nice sharp transitions down to the vertical sides here. just straight vertical sides, as you can see, but nicely brushed. They've got a nice luster to them. And if you can see that little spot right there, that's just a little dent that I put in it. And I dropped this watch on the very first day I had it. So I put a nice big dent in it. I dropped it from about chest height onto a tile floor. So yeah, that was my bad. Other than that though, it's nicely done. Very happy with it. Flipping it to the crown side here, you have a nice 7mm crown here, onion style, really nice and grippy, but nice and rounded as well. So it's not, doesn't dig into your wrist or anything like that. It is just a simple push-pull crown. But overall, I am pretty happy with it. And even in between the lugs here, you can see they took the time and they finished it rather nicely. So yeah, pretty happy with the case finishing on this thing. And flipping it to the case back here, sorry about all the fingerprints here, but you have a circular brushing on the screw down case back, simple notches to get your case back removal tool in. You have nice circular brushing on the bottom of the lugs as well. And yeah, I mean, everything is, pretty nicely rounded off. There's nothing sharp on this bottom edge, and it's a very comfortable watch to wear. Yeah, so let's talk about the crystal. First things first, we'll test it for sapphire. You can see, so it is positive for sapphire, and it's just a dead flat piece of sapphire crystal. As you can see there, it sits up just ever so slightly above the bezel. But yeah, it's just the simplest of simple sapphire crystals. They claim to have anti-reflective coating on it, and I don't doubt that. It's not a very strong application of AR coating, but I really don't think it's necessary on this dial. This dial is super legible, and flat sapphire crystals, they're usually not a problem. So yeah, I can definitely tell you that there is AR coating on it. It's just not a very heavy application of it, and I'm okay with that. It's clear anti-reflective coating, so no blue glare. I think it's a perfectly acceptable crystal, and I have no issues with it. Yeah, let's talk about the dial on this thing. And the dial is super simple. It is a matte black dial, and it looks really, really good. Very nice and symmetric. There's no date windows complicating anything. There's just nothing. No text, nothing. Everything is printed on the dial and printed very nicely. Everything white on the dial is lumed. And it is BGW9 Lume. You have nice daytime color matching on those the dial and the hands. Everything looks really good. The second hand here is painted white. That is just a white paint. It's not lumed, which is a little bit of a disappointment. I did wish they had that lumed. Everything else is lumed. Why not lume that part? But other than that, you have a really nice set of blued hands here. They say they're plated blue. I'm not really sure what that means. I mean, they're really nicely done, and yeah, they're definitely not painted blue. Painted blue has kind of a cheaper look to it. These things look really nice and premium. They look great, and you can see here, I mean, they're just the perfect length, reaching right out to the minute track. The hour hand, nice and big and bold as well. They are awesome. Nice, big, long counterbalance on that seconds hand. Super happy with the handset on this thing. Yeah, really, really like them. And the lume on this watch is very good as well. So I'm going to pop up a lume shot here against a couple other of the watches in my collection. And you can see it's a really nice application, very evenly applied, and it holds on all night long. Obviously, it can't compete with like a dive watch or anything like that, but it is really good for a pilot's watch, and I am pleased with it. I'm really happy with the lume on this thing. It's good. All right, so let's talk about the movement in this thing. So the movement in this is the Seiko NH35 automatic movement. It hand winds 21,600 beats per hour, about 40 hours of power reserve. It's cheap, it's reliable, it's accurate, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to show you the accuracy of this one. It's running about 20 seconds slow, and it has a pretty big beat error, but I'm going to attribute that to the fall that it took. So yeah, these things usually, they're within anywhere from like -5 to +10. That's usually what I've found with NH35s. So that's pretty much what you can expect. This one's a little bit of an outlier, and because it took that fall, I can't really tell you how it was running beforehand. So yeah, I love these movements. I've got no problems with them. And then you can also get the Seagull ST3621, which is a manual wind only movement. I've had a clone of that movement in the past. It has a subdial at 6 o'clock here. And then, I mean, the movement is pretty cool to look at. It's interesting. It's unique. It has a loud ticking. That's one thing I remember from that watch. But that watch was very accurate for me. So yeah, it's something that you're going to have to just check out on your own. I prefer the automatics, and I prefer the look of the automatics. So this is the one I would go for, and it's a little bit cheaper too. So yeah, but otherwise, the movements in these things, they should be perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine for you in the long run. And the movements are operated by this 3 o'clock push-pull crown. Nice big crown, nice and grippy as well. So this first position here is just your hand winding, nice and smooth. It is a Seiko NH35, so there is a ghost date, and I can actually hear it clicking around back there. So they didn't take the mechanism out. Again, usually not a big deal for me. I'm pulling it out to the last position here. This hacks the movement, as you can see there, and this is where you set your time, and everything functions as it should, and everything is aligned nicely, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I'm very happy with the movement. It works exactly like you would expect it to. There's no jumping of the hands. It engages the second hand when you push it back in, so everything is a-okay there, and I'm overall very happy with it. All right, so let's talk about the strap on this thing. So the strap on this is actually really nice. It's a kind of they say it's a crazy horse, or something along those lines. Leather strap. It is very nice. It's thick. It's kind of stiff, but it's also kind of flexible. It's an odd one. It feels like a very nice and substantial leather strap. You can see here it's nicely sealed on the ends. It's a good length too. I'm kind of I think I have 2 holes left, so it'll probably fit up to an 8-inch wrist, but it'll fit down to about a 6 1/4-inch wrist. So I think it's a really good size. Nice clean stitching as well. I like the fact that it's not shiny. Yeah, it's a nice leather strap. It smells nice. It has quick release on it as well. The underside is nice and soft. Yeah, 1 floating keeper, 1 stationary keeper, all nicely sewed in there. And then you've got this really nice substantial buckle with the St. Martin logo on it. It's all brushed. Everything is very comfortable. This is a great strap. You're definitely not going to want to throw this strap away. Yeah, it's a good one. I would definitely keep it on the strap for sure. It's a nice one. So there you go, guys. That is the St. Martin SN0117G. This is their new pilot's watch. They've had some other pilot's watches in the past. I believe they are smaller, 39 millimeters, and they're just not as true of a pilot watch as this one. Those ones are kind of more on the field watch, the field watch style. And then, in this price range, you've got watches from Escapement Time, you've got Addie's Dive, you've got a lot of different options. If you go into Swiss, if you try and go with a Stoa or a Laco or something like that, you're going to pay probably $350, $400 for a watch like this. So I think, $150 for something like this is a really good option. I am very happy with this watch. I think it looks really good. I like the way that it wears for some reason. It wears really well. Yeah, and I think you guys are going to be happy with it too. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll be leaving the affiliate link down in the video description. Again, thank you guys so much for using those links. I wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you so much. I think that's it for me. It's a really good watch, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.